Hey guys, it's Ginny Silver. I'm going to wait for Michael to tell me if my audio is working. So we've had some fails today. Is the audio working? I had to completely switch my computer. Don't know what the problem was. I don't even know if it's working now. Oh, it's working. Okay. Hey guys, it's Ginny Silver. We're going to do EDD Q&A. It's now like 4:30. What time is it? I've been trying for 30 minutes to get this to work. If you are joining me for the first time, thank you. If you have been trying to rejoin me as I have been restarting this live stream 3 or 4 times, I'm sorry. I don't know what it is. Some of you said that it sounded like dolphins were crying, or that it was strange experimental music, or the EDD was intercepting me. I'm not sure, but I'm going to start at the timestamps up here. Well, can't start at the 4 o'clock timestamp because it's already 4:40. All right, you guys, I'm going to get moving on these questions. But before I do that, a few big things today. I got a response from the EDD. Not only did they add me to their stakeholders email list, but I'm also added onto the Department of Labor's email list as well now. So I got to go to a Zoom press briefing for Department of Labor related things today, and the EDD director was on that Zoom. So there's that, and I got some information there, which I'll share in a video. It's not anything that's going to help you get paid right away. And then in addition to that, the EDD's media department has someone who reached out to me directly, and I spoke to them on the phone yesterday and sent them over a list of questions via email today, and they responded to me, and they CC'd like 3 other contacts. So I now have about 4 contacts over at the EDD in their media department, and I requested a recorded Zoom with them. I'm not sure if they're going to comply with that or not, but they did tell me that they won't get back to me until next week, the end of next week. So it'll be interesting to see if they'll talk to me. All right. All right, so at 4:39, Andrew says, I don't have any new questions today. My only concern is whether or not we will be cut off unemployment before September. I'll continue to pay attention to your channel for that. Okay, so some developments with that. Right now we have about 18 states that are red states that have chosen to end the federal level pandemic benefits early. There's also a bill in the Senate proposed. It has about 10 Republican senators that back it. That bill would need 10 Democratic votes in order to pass through, and that is unlikely that it would garner that much support. But the new piece of information released today is that we have some pushback from agencies calling upon the Department of Labor to protect those benefits. So we have, oh gosh, what is the acronym? I'm going to share this in a video, but there's one organization, the name escapes me right now, but that organization has issued a letter to the Department of Labor telling them that the Department of Labor, specifically in the CARES Act language, it states the Department of Labor shall provide to the people, I think is the wording, PUA benefits and the PEUC extension. So the federal 300, if it comes down to it, could have the potential to go away, but the Department of Labor might have pressure put on it to offer its own way of providing those benefits. So that's something that requires its own full video, and I have lots to discuss with that. But I did want to share that in answering your question. All right, Michael says, my question is, I heard 16 states, oh, there we go, are pulling the plug on PUA, PEUC, and the $300 boost. Do you think California will follow? So I'm not going to give personal opinion there, but pretty much what I just said. Right now, we are seeing the red states do that. We're seeing pushback from some economists, some organizations, and Democrats to keep it in place. And I'm going to provide a video tomorrow with more information on that because there's some new developments on that. Okay, Rasar at 4:40. Some people have been pending for more than 3 weeks. Do you think that this is still related to the third party being the issue. I think the third party is backed up. Okay, so if you have a new claim, if you file a new claim and you are granted a new claim, you'll be pending for the first up to 3 weeks while that claim is sent out to a third-party organization called Thomson Reuters for additional fraud reviews. Now, if you yes, they are backed up. That's true. And we have a massive amount of people needing to file new claims right now. And so yes, there is a delay there. And a lot of people are seeing that third-party delay be longer than 3 weeks, unfortunately. And when you call into customer service, there is nothing that they can do about it. Now, what you can do is you can contact your assembly member and try to see if there's any way that they can work on your behalf to get things moving up faster. Unfortunately, that third party can't really be sped up. Now, I did remember one thing that I wanted to say because I had to close and restart my live several times. Mickey, you sent me a very generous donation the first time I tried to start my live. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Okay, scrolling down. Emily at 4:41, sex that I refiled on the phone 4 weeks ago. Now I called back because I have been pending. The rep says first rep didn't file for me, even though I was on the phone for 4 hours, and now I have to refile online. I'm really, really sorry to hear that. There's been a lot of reports by claimants in the news, my subscribers, etc., that they have had to refile for a second time, or that the EDD sent them a notice recently in their UI online that they must file again. I'm getting more reports of this. So as soon as I'm able to find more information on that, I'll try to see what I can find. I'm sorry to hear that. Alex, thank you very much for your donation. I am not qualified for a new claim, and they extended the old one after my call. Everything is working great for a few weeks, but read next message. Alex, where's the rest of your message? I'm probably not going to see it. Michael, Alex has more to say in his question. So Michael can send over the rest of your question to me. So Alex, oh, you sent another donation. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Okay, Alex, but today I received a message to apply for a new claim. And even if I have an extension and a balance, what do I have to do? Okay, so this is the problem that people are reporting to me today. Every couple weeks, there's a new problem that people report to me consistently in the comments. And the problem that I'm getting reports of specifically today several times, like at least 10 times, has been this issue where they filed a new claim, or they tried to file a new claim, and the representative told them they were all set. And today or yesterday, they're receiving a notice in UI Online that they need to file a new claim again. Unfortunately, you guys, I don't have any information to share with you on that. If you're being told that you need to file a new claim again for a second time, if you have already dealt with the issue and you are stuck in pending, then I would try to get through to the EDD. You can file a new claim yourself if you want to. I wouldn't necessarily recommend doing that, though, because I don't want you to have any issues with your claim. If it were me, I would call into customer service, and I know that's very difficult, but I would want to call in and check before I do that again. The system also might reject a second application from you if it already has recently processed one. So you may most likely need to call into customer service on that. I'm very sorry. Okay. Scrolling down, Jillian says the audio should work this time. If not, you should relax the rest of the day. Treat yourself to a margarita. It would not be a margarita, it would be a beer, but thank you. All right. Shelly and I have joked before that we should do how many drinks until Ginny and Shelly can still be more effective than the EDD in answering your questions. Okay. Can't read your name, but you're at 441 and your name starts with a U. Hey, Ginny, I had no trouble receiving my checks until my payment from 410 has been stuck outstanding. Payment afterwards was received and paid as normal. Think the check may have been lost. Outstanding denotes that a check has been sent. Or that they owe you payment in some way, but it usually means that a check has been sent. So the check could have been lost. You should be able to ask them to trace that payment. And I think you can do that in Ask EDD. So go to askedd.gov edd.ca.gov and see if you're able to request tracing a payment there. If not, you might want to call into customer service on that to see what is going on with that. If it has been over 2 weeks, then I would follow up with them on that. Okay, Linda A., do you think they're going to cut us off? Maybe not the extensions, but at least the looking for work part being waived. Okay, so work search requirements could very easily come back as things continue to open up. So that part could come back, and you might be required to search for work and list your work search histories, even if you are someone that has been furloughed and are hoping to be called back. That very well could come back, and most likely, I would expect it to as things open up, but I can't say for sure. Now, in terms of cutting you off from federal level pandemic unemployment benefits, PUA, PEUC, and the $300 boost, we're seeing red states closing those off early. We have about 18 now that have done so, but we do have pushback from some organizations. I'm going to share a video tomorrow with details on a very specific letter that a large workforce advocate organization sent over to the Department of Labor, basically piecing through how the Department of Labor in the CARES Act is required to provide people with PUA and PEUC and provide that to them. So there might be some pushback there, but with the $300 boost, that's the part that could get taken away. But will California do that? Well, California does not have a Republican governor. It does not, and it has a much higher cost of living. I'm not going to tell you if I think that it will be taken away or not, but that's where we're at right now with that. All right. Fix this over here. Drink some water. All right, this is the smallest live stream I have ever had because of my million restarts, because it's a Friday night. Okay, I am at the 4 something timestamp. Where am I? Catherine at 4:42. How do they define your field when stating you were ready and willing to accept work in your field that matches your job skills? Does new field count or strictly mean only fields you have done? Essentially, okay, so there's another publication from the same workforce agency that sent the letter to the Department of Labor, calling on them to take action to provide these federal benefits through September. And it's a call for a definition of suitable work, because what we have is you must take suitable work if it's offered to you. The definitions of that are vague and are not necessarily defined by the EDD or the Department of Labor very clearly. So essentially, if it's a job that you are able to perform in your field, you are fit to do so, and I would assume that it is a comparable pay rate to what is needed in order to survive in your field, I would personally classify that as suitable work. But we don't have a definition right now. So unfortunately, there's nothing strict to go on that I can point to tell you this is where it defines suitable work as. Next, we need the Department of Labor to issue a directive on that. And I do think that that is coming. Okay. I got that one. Paul Rodriguez at 4:42 finally got through, waiting for them to answer now. It said 11 minutes. I highly doubt it'll be 11 minutes. Unfortunately, the wait times have been between 1 and 3 hours on hold recently, though I really hope you get through faster. All right. Let's see. Daughter says that I was being hacked earlier. Yeah, sorry. Okay, Mopar Jerry at 4:42. Do I wait for my benefit year to end before I reapply? You can reapply up to 5 days before your benefit year ends. Mintam at 4:43. My payment has pending 7 weeks. I called EDD every week, talked to everyone, and they all said I have to wait for an interview. It takes 8 to 10 weeks to get an appointment. Yes, this is one of the problems currently that people are reporting in mass volume, is that they have to have an interview. You guys probably spent all day trying to call into customer service, and then they tell you, okay, well, we must next schedule you an interview. the interviews are taking, on average, 4 to 6 weeks for people to receive an interview date. And this is a really big problem. This is one of the questions that I sent over to the EDD yesterday to their media department. I'm trying to get them on Zoom with me, to get one of their spokespeople on Zoom with me. And I think they're going to do it because my channel is getting 1 million views a month. They CC'd like 4 different staff members. So I think they're going to Zoom with me. That doesn't mean that they're going to be helpful though, unfortunately. But that's one of the issues that I'm trying to push forward to get more attention on, is that these phone interviews are taking months to schedule. So unfortunately, yes, people are waiting between 4 and 6 weeks to get them scheduled. Scarfy Conley, thank you for your donation. Ginny got a notification that I've been extended under tier 2, but I don't have a claim balance yet, and it's almost Sunday. Certify anyway or call. Okay, so if you are extended under PEUC and you don't have a claim balance, did your claim expire? If your claim expired and you certified already and those payments are pending, if it were me, I would wait until there's a claim balance there, because certifying on an expired claim before they update your UI Online dashboard will just move everything into pending. Those pendings can be released into paid once they update your dashboard, but they don't move to paid for everyone. So if it were me, I would wait until I have a claim balance before I certify if my claim was expired previously. If it wasn't expired previously and you're within your benefit year, then you should be able to certify because you're just waiting on that claim balance. I hope that is helpful, although it's kind of not quite a direct answer. All right, got that one. Vanessa De La Cruz at 443. You think they'll cut off $300 boost, yet keep the extensions to September? Possible. So I'm not going to give my opinion here. I stated already a few different times what the status of that is. We need to kind of see how things unfold, but we're seeing Republican states pull back from those extensions and end them earlier and ending the boost earlier. California has a Democratic governor and a much higher cost of living. We're also seeing pushback and calls to the Department of Labor. And quoting the CARES Act text, the Department of Labor it states in there, the Department of Labor is required to provide to the people, I think it says make available to the people, PUA, PEUC. So the thing that we could potentially lose easier would be the $300 boost, if anything. So that's where we're at right now with that. All right. Let's see. Bam, at 447. Can we contact Thomson Reuters? No. So they're a third party. They are not responsible for customer service. It's just like if you are a business and you hire a subcontractor. So I'm a wedding photographer usually when I'm almost back to that. But if I have an assistant that comes with me to a wedding and they're carrying my gear around, my wedding clients aren't going to be able to contact my assistant and call them on their home phone and ask them questions about the wedding day. They're contracted. So Thomson Reuters is a third party contracted. They're not contracted to provide customer service. So unfortunately, you cannot contact them. All right, JM at 447. I filed a new claim recently and I got a message from EDD that I have to reapply. Should I do the application again? Okay, so this is very common today. Filed a new claim and you got a message in your inbox from EDD saying that you need to file again. This is happening a lot today specifically. And I think that they're sending out a mass automatic message through UI Online. If you already applied and your claim is paying out and you're not stuck in pending and everything is going okay, if it were me, I would disregard that message because you have already done everything. You already reapplied. You were already granted a new claim. You're not stuck in pending. If you have problems on your claim, if you reach the end of your benefit year and you were stuck in pending, then you can either file a new claim because you reached the end of your benefit year or call into customer service if you have already done those things because you would be pending most likely for a different reason and you would need to call in anyway. But this is one of those things that many people are reporting to me today. Okay, you guys, as a reminder, I cannot get all the questions in the chat, so I'm going to get as many as I possibly can. And if I don't get to your question, you can re-ask it every 15 minutes. All right, scrolling down. Let's see, I'm at 447. Martin, I'm getting the message to reapply as well. Okay, so I just answered that one, so hopefully you heard my answer there. Anthony at 448. I've been trying to backdate my claim and they keep telling me it's not within their time guidelines, even when I adjusted to December 6th. Okay, so Anthony, backdating your claim can be denied, not just on if you applied December 27th or later, you potentially can backdate as early as 12/6, but your claim has to be approved to backdate that early. Now that can mean that perhaps backdating your claim would change your base period, and that would mess up your claim. You can be denied for that reason. A base period is the prior 18 months before you filed for unemployment, and that's the period of time when they look at your wages or your self-employment income during that period of time. They base your earnings, they base your weekly benefit award amount on those earnings during that base period. So if you're trying to backdate a claim and it therefore shifts your base period back and it messes up your claim, either you would qualify for a much lower amount or you would actually be negative because of that lower amount, then they can deny you as well. So what I would do is I would try to look at the date that you submitted and try to submit it for another request maybe a month later until you get to a point where you are approved. Okay, scrolling down. All right, I did that one. Tracy Walker at 448. I also got the message to reapply when I already did. Yes, this is very common today, and I'm hearing this a lot. So I'll try to find out more information on why this is happening. Okay. William Yu at 448. I got a disqualification on my certification weeks, but I was paid already, but the disqualification after 2 days. Do you think I need to pay back? Am I not going to be getting benefits anymore? Okay, so if you got a disqualification on your certification, it's hard to say, but you were paid already. That's a little strange. It depends on the reason for disqualification. You could have to pay it back. If you were disqualified because you worked and earned money and didn't claim that, and an employer has reported that you worked and earned money, then that would be a scenario where you would have to pay those benefits back. So it could be. I'm not quite sure why you were disqualified, but I would call into customer service to figure out the reason why you're disqualified and anything you need to know going forward, because they might need to interview you for eligibility, or you might need to fix something that you said in a certification, etc. Okay. Scrolling down, Jeremy at 449. Jeremy, MD Life, 4th week of 8 reps saying previous rep did not submit what you need when I was told they did. Claim 1 ended, extension ended, filed claim 2, got suspended. Now 8th week of not paid. Okay, so it sounds like you need to contact your assembly member. If your claim ended and your extension ended, you filed a new claim and you got suspended. I'm not sure why you're suspended. I can't really tell you much info without knowing why you were suspended. If you are pending and you're suspended due to something that you need to complete, like a phone interview or documentation that you did not provide, such as ID verification or address verification, those could be reasons for that. But in any case, being suspended on your claim, you're going to have to call into customer service and they're going to have to tell you what you need to do in order to fix your claim. Okay, let's see. Raquel at 449, I can't get through to file a new claim and I'm trying to do ID.me. Okay, so if you're trying to file a new claim and ID.me is what's holding you up, ID.me can be giving you problems. Perhaps you are having trouble getting a video call because they have to verify you with a what's this stupid name? A trusted referee. If you're trying to get a video call to verify your identity, try to initiate that between midnight and 5 a.m. That has been a much better time for people to get through and get that done. Additionally, if you're having problems with ID.me, go on Twitter, and this sounds stupid, but send a tweet to Blake Hall, Blakehall, Blake Hall. And that's the CEO of ID.me, and they respond once they see a tweet sent out from you. So do that, and I hope that helps solve your problems. All right, 2 Mace, 449. Ginny, thank God for you and what you do. Thank you. I'm all good now, and I found the switchboard number on here from your followers before it was shut down, which resulted in 6 hours on hold, but resolved. Okay, I'm glad you got through. The switchboard number was shut down because I sent too many people there. My apps, I have one app. I have an app which is in review right now, and it's going to be available to put me on your phone. I'm going to be sharing phone tricks going forward only in my app. And not on YouTube, so that we don't overload the system like that. I'm really glad you got your claim fixed. All right, 450. Eladio says, I got notice of determination. Says that I didn't provide documentation. When I refiled for a new claim, I provided documents through ID.me. What should I do? They could be asking, is it identity documents or is it income verification? I'm not sure of the notice number. Okay, I'm not sure what the notice number is, but it could be other form of documentation that they need. They might need address verification or income verification or something else that wasn't already provided. So you are not going to move forward until you clear whatever it is that they need. Unfortunately, they already sent you a letter of determination. So you can call into customer service and see if they're able to help you clear it. You might have to file an appeal, though, if it's already gone to the stage of them stating that you didn't provide documentation. So in your case, because they're asking for documentation, call into customer service. If you have trouble getting through or if it doesn't progress fast enough, contact your assembly member, and Michael can drop the link on how to locate your assembly member. All right, Emily at 450. Thanks, Ginny. I would donate, but my weeks are pending. There's no need to donate, but thank you for your support. And my channel is not monetized yet. I will let you know what happens with my claim. Keep you posted. Okay, good luck with your claim. I really hope things move. And there's no need to donate. If you feel like supporting my channel, anytime I drop a new video, leave me 5 random comments on it. It really helps to boost it in YouTube. You can also run a playlist of mine in the background of your computer on mute. That really helps. There is never a need to donate. Okay, Rachel at 450. What if you received an overpayment at no fault of your own? Are they going to waive that overpayment? Okay, so I did a video a couple days ago on the Department of Labor's guidance regarding overpayment waivers. The EDD has not yet set up their overpayment waiver program. They stated back in December that they were going to be implementing it from the December stimulus bill. Look, there's like a fan blowing on me now from up there. And they did not follow up with any more information. So because the Department of Labor just released that guidance months later, I would next anticipate the EDD to come out with some sort of press release stating exactly how they will be implementing the overpayment waiver, but it's not available yet. Okay. Get that one, and I'm so thirsty. Hold on. Anthony, thank you very much for your donation. I don't see a question from you, Anthony, but if you have one, drop it in the chat box, and then Michael can send it over to me so that I can see it. All right. I did that one. Raquel at 451. How do we get a faster response from ID.me? Go on Twitter, tweet Blake Hall, do @ and then Blake Hall. Look him up, send him out a tweet into the Twitter ethers. They respond to those, and it sounds really stupid, but they do. That's how you get a faster response. Okay, William Yu at 451. I got a Okay, I already answered that one. Scrolling down, 451. Raquel, why is there a new verification to file a new claim online? A new verification. I think you are talking about ID verification. When you file a new claim, you have to do ID verification now. It's standard. If you were talking about why do you have to file a new claim, I think I think you're also referencing the problem that many are seeing today, which is they did file a new claim, but they're receiving an email in UI Online telling them to file another new claim. I think that this is an automatic email sent out from the EDD. And it's one of those stupid things where they didn't update their system. So if you are not pending, if you are getting paid, then I would disregard that email because you have already filed. But if you are stuck in pending for any reason, then I would call in for that. Okay. Let's see. 451, Christian, I'm on regular UI and I reached a $0 balance since February and I have never seen anything about extension. Your regular UI, you reached 0 in February. As long as you're within your benefit year, 12 months after the start of your claim date for UI, PEUC, or Fed Ed, you should have already received a PEUC extension, but you have not. You need to call into customer service in order to get this added onto your claim because the EDD has stated that they are done rolling those out from that 4/17 end date. You haven't received it and many others haven't. So if you're waiting any longer than 2 weeks for a PEUC extension, which you are, then you'll need to call into customer service, unfortunately. Okay, scrolling down. 452. I'm blessed. Hello, Ginny. I called and the rep told me the reapply new claim is a glitch and they're aware of the problem. Yeah. So that's what I've been saying as well. And I'll try to find out more information on that. But it's these emails. Every time they try to send out something in UI Online, it is not correct. They keep sending out these outdated emails that they haven't updated or that aren't specific to where your claim is actually at, and it causes a lot of problems and confusion. Okay. All right, you guys, next question. Cindy at 452, my original claim expired, so I filed a new claim on 5/9. I got a message today that my original claim is in fact expired, and I need to file a new claim. Okay, so this is the same problem that everyone is having today, which means that I need to put out a video on it tomorrow and dig up information. If you filed a new claim on 5/9, you have already taken care of that requirement. If it were me, I would wait and assume that it is one of those emails that EDD sends out blanketed to everyone, and you already did what you need to do. So you sound like you are just fine. Okay. CL, Carol, thank you for your donation. Have a question. If I move far away out of locality, can you still collect? Furloughed, might be called back to work. Moved 225 miles. Can I still collect EDD? So this would depend on where you worked last year and where you paid your taxes to. So because you worked in the state of California, you should qualify to collect based on that base period, the last 18 months where you worked. So you do have to notify EDD. You should still be able to collect through the end of your claim, but you do have to notify them that you're moving. And then if there are any changes, then they will let you know. But most likely you will still be able to collect. Okay, Scarfy Conley, thank you for your donation. Ginny, continuing from my last post, yes, my PEUC claim has expired, but a rep told me just ask for an extension, which is what I did. Okay, so what was your last question? I don't remember. Let me look it up. Okay, so if I think you are another one of these notified to file again. I think that's the problem. So yeah, if you're someone that's receiving this message to your UI Online inbox telling you that you need to file a new claim, and you already filed and you completed that paperwork, then you should be set. If you are someone that is receiving this message that called into customer service and customer service told you you were all set and then you received an extension, I'm not 100% on if you need to actually click the file a new claim button and do that process, even though customer service already passed you through to the extension. I'm not sure on that. And this is something that I'll try to locate answers for in a video tomorrow. Unless I'm knocked out by my COVID vaccine, we'll find out. So I'll have to research that, you guys. I'm not 100% sure. Okay, I'm scrolling down. As a reminder, can't get all the questions. I'll do as many as I possibly can. So if I skip you, you can re-ask your question every 15 minutes. So, but I do have to jump down the line and choose random questions. Okay, Cindy at 4:52, my original claim expired, so I filed a new claim on 5/9. I got a message today that my original claim is in fact expired and that I need to file a new claim. Since I already filed on 5/9, oh, this one, you guys, this has come up like 20 times in this live stream. This is a major problem for you guys today. So if you already filed, then you should be all set. Okay, I think it's a generic accidental thing by the EDD. Amici, thank you very much. Amechi, maybe? Thank you for your donation. My account says on extension, but it expired 5/10. I have a new balance and I was paid 5/10. What should I do? Wait or file again? Okay, it expired 5/10. So oftentimes people can collect on an expired claim. If you can certify and continue to collect, then go ahead and do that. But expect your claim to move into pending mode at some point or another. It's going to get stuck in pending because the EDD is not immune from the Department of Labor's requirement to file a new claim. So you can file it now if you don't want to get stuck in pending later, but know that there's going to be a processing delay when you file a new claim of about 3 weeks for them to process it. And then if you are granted a new claim, up to 3 weeks for them to review your new claim for additional fraud protection. So you can continue to certify until it gets stuck in pending. And then when it's stuck, you'll know that that's why, and you'll know that's what you need to do. Okay. Let's see, scrolling down. Easy. I reached my benefit year, 4/19/21. After that, I had 4 weeks pending. After waiting for 3 hours, EDD finally helped me push those pending to paid. She also helped renew my claim. Okay, so is this a question? I think it's just a statement. Reached my benefit year. You had 4 weeks pending. They helped you push them from pending to paid. Okay, so I think you're set, unless there's like a second part that I'm missing. I think you're set. I think you went from pending to paid, in which case that's good. Oh, there's a second part. But after a few days, I'm still getting a message to file a new claim. Yes, I've addressed this like 10 times by now. So hopefully you already heard me address it to other claimants that I just spoke to. I think that it's a glitch. But if you didn't actually file the new claim and the claim rep just granted you the extension, you might have to file a new claim. I'm not sure on this. If you did file the paperwork, you're all set. If you didn't file a new claim and the EDD is now telling you that you must file a new claim, this is something that I'm going to research and I'm going to try to make a video on it tomorrow after I can find out more. Tracy Walker at 4:53. I'm starting to think everyone whose original claim is expired got the message to reapply, even if they already have. Yes, and that's what I've been saying as well. I think this is one of their screw-ups that has just, every 2 weeks, there's something new. Okay, let me check over here. Oh, I dropped my phone. 4:54, Honey Johnson. I'm in appeals, but they put the ID me button on my page. Do you think the appeal will still take place? Yes, the appeal is, if you've sent out an appeal, that goes to the EDD appeal department. That's its own separate entity. If your dashboard is asking you to verify your identity, you want to make sure you comply with whatever they ask in order to keep your claim in good standing. All right, true ones last. I'm on furlough and put I wasn't looking for work. The person on the phone said it's flagged because of that, but I should be getting paid on furlough. Help. How can I contact Tier 2 specialist? So this is one of the things that I warn you guys about, that when you certify for your benefits, it asks you, are you looking for work? Currently, the work search requirement is waived, but the EDD's internal system is still a year plus later not set up for the pandemic. So it still will trip up a stop payment alert in their computer if you say that, no, you're not looking for work. So for all of you that are certifying, I still recommend that you certify that, yes, you are looking for work, and then look for work to back it up, so that you don't get stuck in pending and flagged for this reason. Now, you have already been stuck in pending for this reason. And you need to get a hold of a Tier 2. The only way to do that is to call into customer service and ask the Tier 1 to patch you through to a Tier 2 representative. So you will have to continue calling. You can also contact your assembly member to try to get help that way. I need a sip of this. I need to see if someone says I'm flexing my biceps. I don't have biceps. Okay, let me see. Did I miss anything important over here? No, I didn't. All right. I love how Ginny's getting blown by the fan. Yeah, it just turned off. So my husband took the grate off of the AC on the ceiling because it makes a loud sound, but then when it turns on, it like blows me with wind. Okay. Eric B., thank you for your donation. Is it mandatory to complete ID Me? I'm on extension. However, payment is still pending. I was wondering if ID Me has anything to do with that. Yes. If the EDD asks you to complete ID verification or submit any form of documents or other verification, you have to complete it. Otherwise, you won't be approved to receive those benefits and you will be stuck in pending. And then eventually, if you miss the deadline, you'll be disqualified. Now, if they haven't asked you to do so yet, then you would not be required to do it at this point in time. They will notify you in your UI online if you're required to do that. All right, scrolling down. Let's see. Kate Benford, how to get certification button. Okay, so if you're trying to certify, those aren't going to populate for you until the EDD pushes them through. You need to have a claim balance. You need to be within your benefit year. If you're waiting an extension, such as PEUC, and you've waited longer than 2 weeks without being able to certify, then I would call into customer service. Unfortunately, I know that's very hard to do. All right, Easy says, I was awarded $13,504 from now until September 6th. That is good. I think that's part of another question, but I don't see the first part, so I had to skip it. Okay, Brian Capehart at 501. I certified based on your other video. Thanks. I received the new letter on April 21st. Claim balance increase still pending. Okay, so recertified. I'm wondering if you mean that you filed a new claim maybe, and then you got a new letter. Claim balance increased and you're still pending. Okay, so on a new claim, if you were approved for a new claim, your new claim is going to be pending for the first up to 3 weeks because the EDD sends out your claim to a third-party agency called Thomson Reuters, and they provide additional fraud protection. So expect it to be pending for up to 3 weeks. And while I drink water, look at my son's little tiny handprint on my cup. Okay, scrolling down. I am at, and I had to skip around a little bit, 5:04, timestamp. You need to request for appointment. I don't know, because most agent can't help you, only specialists. I don't know what to say to that. All right, Phil Kim at 5:06. Hi, Ginny. Claimer Works resolved the issue in contacting the EDD. We're under $20. Yes, it does work. So I put out 2 videos on Claimer. If you guys want to watch those, if you're wondering about the service, with my link, it is $14.99 on your first call. You should not need to use a third-party service to get a hold line on the EDD, but it does work. So if you're interested in it, watch those videos. I provide a lot of information. And the poor CEO, I snooped hardcore. You guys do not want me as your neighbor trying to find out information about you. I looked up like all of their filing information, etc. And he was a very good sport about sharing lots of information with me. All right. Ralph at 508. Thank you for all your hard work. You're very welcome. Thank you for that support. Barbara at 507. My husband has been impending for 12 weeks. After 4 weeks, he sent in an email asking why. He filed for regular UI and they replied, someone will get back to you within 7 to 10 days. Okay, so he's been pending for 12 weeks. After 4 weeks, he sent in an email. Yeah, the emails don't work. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they might reply to you or fix a problem. But in the majority of the cases, yes, send an email just to cover your bases in case they happen to help you there. But in the majority of subscriber feedback, they don't respond to those in a timely manner. You're going to need to call into customer service. Pending for 12 weeks. Has he reached the end of his benefit year? Benefit year for UI, PEUC, and FedEd is 12 months after the start of a claim. If he's outside of those 12 months, he's pending because his claim has expired and he needs to file a new claim, and he can do that online. If it's any other reason for pending that long, then he needs to call in and get a hold of customer service. Okay. Sorry, I'm checking over here. Summer Love says, why is my claimer link for $19.99 when you click it? If it's only $14.99 on your first call. So if you've ever called before, then it doesn't discount you. But some people have had some trouble loading it in a certain type of browser is I think what I've figured out. If you use my claimer link, and it charges you $19.99, email support@claimer.com and they'll reply back and they will fix it for you. After your purchase, they'll fix it for you. So make sure you email them. Can't talk and I'm thirsty. All right. Scrolling down. It's that vaccine. Am I gonna be sick tomorrow, you guys? I got my second Pfizer dose today. Am I going to be out of commission tomorrow? I don't know. Okay. Becca says, hi, I just joined. Hello. Okay, I'm at 509 timestamp. Trey Diaz says, I've been waiting since January. No, I'm really sorry. If you've been waiting since January, make sure you are not outside of your benefit year, 12 months after your claim start date. UI, PEUC, FedEd. If you are outside of that, you need to file a new claim. For any other reason, if you're waiting since January, number one, you have to keep trying to contact EDD. And I know it's very hard to get through, but I have call tips in the video description, including a call trick that still works for about half the people that are leaving me feedback in the comments. It includes the link to contact your assembly member, which they can be extremely helpful in many cases. And it includes the link to try Claimer if you decide that you want to use a third party to call for you. Okay, Sarah Bear at 509. Thank you so much for your EDD knowledge. It's very much appreciated. Thank you. I really appreciate that. All right. 509. Barbara says, can you give me some advice? Barbara, I don't see what you need advice on. And I don't see any other part of that. But you can type it in the chat box and I'll try. All right, Roy at 510. New claimants filing after 1/31 will be required to provide documentation of employment, self-employment, or a qualifying job offer within 21 days of filing. Yeah, you have to provide your documentation. Anything that you state that you earned, you're going to have to back that up. Okay, scrolling down. All right, you guys, as a reminder, I can never get all the questions in the chat box, a lot of them. So if I skip over your message, it's because there are so many. I have to just pull out random questions. So re-enter your message every 15 minutes if I don't get it. All right. Scrolling down, Ryan at 514. How long did it take for everyone to get an interview letter through the mail? The interview scheduling timeline is a big problem for many people right now. And this is one of the issues that I'm trying to push with the EDD for them to give me an answer. I recently have the media department in contact with me now, and I sent over a list of about 5 major issues that I want answers on. Even though their answers probably aren't going to be that helpful, I still want to try to get through. And they responded to me that I think they're going to be able to have a liaison Zoom with me, but they didn't commit to that. But they did tell me that they would get back to me at the end of next week. So that's one of the issues that I'm bringing up to them. The interview times. People are waiting between 4 and 6 weeks on average in the feedback that I'm receiving on my channel to receive an interview scheduled. It's extremely long. Contact your assembly member if you've been waiting any longer than 2 weeks. Michael, can you drop the link in the chat box, please? Contact your assembly member and let them know that you've been waiting X number of weeks and in hopes that they can help push it through. And the assembly members have been very helpful. So I continue to advocate for doing that. Okay, scrolling down. I'm at the 5:14 timestamp. Archie says, after trying for weeks to call EDD, all I got was frustration. I tried Claimer. I'm finally on hold with the representative calling in regards to extending PEUC. I'm really glad that worked for you. Michael, can you drop the Claimer link? Claimer, you guys watch the videos that I did on it if you're worried about it, if you think it's a scam, if you think that they are causing problems. Those videos answer a lot of questions that you guys had about them. And the feedback has been extremely positive from people who use the service. All right. Evita 514. Hi, Ms. Ginny. Awarded new claim for my UI second tier, tier 2 augmentation. First 3 weeks after I reapplied, I didn't receive, though. It said paid $417, $410, $424. But I'm paid last 2 previous weeks. Okay. If it says paid and you didn't receive the payments, that could be a Bank of America problem. It could be a lost check in the mail problem. It would be noted as outstanding if they mailed a check instead of sending a payment to your card. But there's another thing. Let's see. No, you're tier 2. That won't apply to you. If you're missing payments, unfortunately, you're going to have to call into customer service. There's not really anything else that you can do if you feel like you're missing payments. All right. Archie at 514, thanks for informing about Claimer. You're very welcome. Hope Jackson at 515, my pay went from $450 to $422. My claim went from regular UI to Fed. Not sure how. Okay, so Fed Ed is calculated a little bit differently, and Fed Ed is quite complicated. So if you reach the end of your UI benefits, you may then qualify to go onto Fed Ed. Fed Ed would kick in if they didn't have a PEUC extension lined up and ready for you, then you would receive Fed Ed. So Fed Ed can result in a different benefit award amount. If you have a question and need clarification on it, you can call customer service, but Fed Ed is not a situation where you're going to revert back to your old benefit award amount because it's calculated slightly differently. All right, Cisco D at 515. Are there claim updates live, or does the system only update at midnight? Just wondering. So the system, I'm not quite sure the update time. Most often so my claim isn't active anymore. But the claim that I'm monitoring is my husband's claim. We do see updates late at night for his claim only. I can't say that they only do it late at night, though, but most do report that they see their claim balances and other notifications updated late at night. Okay. Make sure I'm not missing anything over here. All right, got it. Scrolling down. Barbara at 515. He never received any money since he applied. His claim was opened 2/7/2021. So if someone applied, they did not receive any money. Did he complete certifications? Did he certify? If he certified, does it state pending? Does it state not paid, disqualified, outstanding? If he's certified and they're stuck in pending, you need to call into customer service. If certified and it says not paid or disqualified, unfortunately, you also need to call into customer service. Regardless, if you have not been paid since February, You got to call into customer service. And I know that's extremely hard to do for many of you. So view my how to call tips that are in the video description. And also, in addition to trying to get through, contact your assembly member so they can start working on your behalf and communicating with EDD in hopes of getting things fixed for you. All right, 516, Christina Avila says, I hit a year at the beginning of March. There was still a balance on my claim. I was told I didn't have to reapply by the rep and hit zero a few weeks ago. I reapplied and was awarded, but nothing. Okay. So if you reapplied, you received an award letter, I'm not quite sure what the problem is. I'm guessing since you received an award letter, maybe your claim has not been updated yet with the ability to certify. You would most likely be waiting between 1 and 2 weeks after you receive an award letter to be able to certify. If you can certify, but they're stuck in pending, it's most likely due to the fact that new claims undergo an initial review period. And for the first up to 3 weeks, you are required to, the EDD sends out your claim to a third-party company called Thomson Reuters, and they check your claim for an additional fraud protection. So if you did certify but you haven't been paid yet, it's because your new claim will have to be pending for up to 3 weeks while they complete that review process. All right, you guys, I'm scrolling down. If I skip your question due to how many there are, you can re-ask it every 15 minutes. All right, scrolling up. Went too far. I'm lost. Okay, I am at 523. You had a Beyonce fan going in your hair for Summer Love. I did, and it's gone now. It was blowing from up there, and it had like something was happening. Autumn Jones at 523. I'm overheating. I had to call customer service when they don't even have customer service reps to answer. I'm really sorry to hear that. Autumn Jones, have you contacted your assembly member? Contact your assembly member. They might be able to help you push things through. They might not, but it's one more thing that you can do. If you cannot get through to customer service, you can try the different language lines that are other options if you speak another language. You can try them if you don't speak another language, but I can't guarantee that they will help you in English. You can try the phone trick that I have, although that is not successful for everyone, and it still will take a significant amount of time to get through. And if you decide to try Claimer, that link is in the video description as well, and that will get you to a hold line and give you callbacks if your call is dropped. All right. Johnny Coolwater at 452. She said, husband in my entire world crashed down. So yes, I've had my husband and I have been together for about almost 20 years. All right, Neo Don, 523. Then when I used to get it through right away and got paid within days, oh, it starts up here. Neo Don says, thank you so much for recommending Claimer, Ginny. I called for weeks with no response. And then when I used it, I got through right away and got paid within days. You're very welcome. I'm really glad to hear that helped you. Michael, can you drop the link for Claimer in the video description? Should not have to use a third party to call EDD and get help from a government agency. If you choose to use it, watch the videos that I did on it, and they'll probably answer your questions. All right, Rosie Torres at 524. Re-asking, is it okay to apply for a new claim before the current benefit year ends? You can reapply 5 days before. The EDD doesn't say this on their website, but they do email it out in their UI Online email. UI Online emails. What do I want to say? Communications. So 5 days before. All right, Sean at 524. If you have to submit a new application, does it go under the same account, or do you have to create a new account for the new year? It should go under your current account because everything is tied to your Social Security number. However, what happens However, what happens frequently is that they will still mail you out a letter saying, here's your new account number. And then you go to try to set up that account number and it will reject it. So it should all go under your old account. All right. Artem A at 525. Is it possible to get approved for benefits? It's only been 18 months. Employer never told me I was eligible. And then I was on the leave of absence. Then it should take so long to get verified. I finally got $0. Okay. If it's been 18 months and you're trying to essentially claim them retroactively, 18 months is a long time. You can try. There's no harm in trying. Make sure everything that you complete needs to be accurate and true. So make sure that all of your dates and details are correct. There's no harm in trying to see if you qualify, though. All right. Johnny Coolwater at 525. I keep certifying and nothing happens week after week. Been 3 weeks since I filed about 3 weeks ago. Okay. So if you keep certifying and nothing happens, you filed 3 weeks ago. Filed a new claim? Maybe? Is that what you mean? So if you keep certifying and nothing happens, are they stuck in pending? You might be pending because you reached the end of your benefit year. UIPEC Fed Ed will reach the end of its benefit year 12 months after your claim start date. If you're outside of those 12 months, then you have to file a new claim. Now, if you did file a new claim, because you say you filed 3 weeks ago, if you did file a new claim certifications can be pending for up to what should be 3 weeks, while the new claim is under review by a third-party company as an additional fraud protection. So if you're pending under a new claim from new certifications, that could be why you're pending. If it's beyond 3 weeks, you have to call through to customer service to try to get additional answers. It could just be that that third-party agency is taking longer than the promised 3 weeks, or there could be something else flagging your claim in their system that you may need to get fixed. All right, I need some water. I need to check this over here to see if I'm missing anything urgent. Nope, I'm good. Okay. Scrolling down. All right, 529, Michelle. PUA pending 6 weeks, no communication from them. If you're pending your PUA isn't going to have to file a new claim, so that's not a problem for you. Is there anything that you didn't complete that you were required to complete, like ID verification, address, income verification, etc.? If all that is squared away, you have to get through to customer service in order to get your pending move to paid. In most cases, there's going to be some sort of a stop payment alert applied to your claim, meaning that the internal computer system has triggered your claim for whatever reason. It could be how you certified. It could be that they have questions about your claim, but they're not going to contact you. You have to call in and get through. Now, calling in is extremely hard. So I have call tips in the video description. There is a phone trick that Michael can drop in the chat box right now. Thank you, Michael, which is still helping some people to get through to customer service. It's not going to work every time, all the time, though. There's also contacting your assembly members as an option to see if they can help push your problem through. And that's been helpful to many people. You can also use Claimer to get through to a hold line if you choose to do that. Or you can try a different language line. All right, 530, Jennifer Goodlett. I've been waiting 19 weeks. I'm on PUA claim due to ineligible for regular benefits due to overpayment. Okay, I've been waiting I'm a little confused here. You were on PUA claim. You were ineligible. If you're in overpayments and you're not eligible because you were overpaid, then you won't be paid until that overpayment is settled and if they decide that you are eligible to move forward and receive more payments. If you're in overpayments, then you'll need to contact customer service for more information on if you will be eligible going forward after that. I don't have any information on you for that, unfortunately. All right, Jillian at 530. For some reason, I'm not able to give permission to EDD to access ID.me. So it's still not showing that I've been verified. Okay, at the end of your ID.me verification, it will do your video selfie, and then it will tell you, go back to your browser. That is the point in time where you go back to your browser, either on your computer or you have to click through on your phone. And that is where you click that, yes, EDD can access your account. If you didn't do that last step, you need to go back to ID.me and that specific link that EDD sends, and you need to click that they have permission. If for some reason you cannot grant permission from that area, then go on Twitter, and this sounds so stupid every time I recommend this, but this is how you get help from this company the fastest. Go on Twitter, and if you don't have an account, make an account, and then tweet Blake Hall. Blake Hall is the CEO of ID.me, and they respond to all the tweets that people are sending them. So that is how you can get help for that. All right, scrolling down. All right, 532. Gordon, can you schedule ID.me appointment before your 12-month claim expires? No, you cannot schedule an appointment. You have to do it as a process when you are undergoing your new application. But in some cases, ID.me goes through easily and you're quickly verified. And in other cases, you have to do a video phone call with one of their staff members. If you have to do a video call, initiate it sometime between midnight and 5 a.m. And that seems to help it go much faster. All right, 532, Josh S. Hi, Ginny. Here, awesome. Thank you. I've been pending since the beginning of March, and EDD told me it was a tech issue that they escalated to their IT department. Anything else besides reaching out to the assembly? You can contact the tech department. And they should be able to help you with that. This is a separate branch from the from the customer service. All right, let's see what's Michael sending me. Viewers are informing me that the video links are not working. It says video unavailable. I think Google did it again. Okay, so if Michael is trying to send a link, Google might be blocking them. You can access all the links in the video description if you need help with that. Okay, so back to Josh's question. You can contact IT department, and the IT department has a separate phone number. To know the phone number, I have to look it up because it's in a private video of mine. So I don't have it right now, and I don't have a way to easily get it. So IT department has a separate phone number. I'm going to post it in the video comments once this live stream is done. When this live stream is done, come back and check the comments, and I'm going to write it in a comment here so that I can provide you with that phone number once I'm able to check it. All right, 532. After 1 year, April 1st, I filed a new claim. I got 2 letters, denial and in process, still waiting. Okay, so if you filed a new claim and you were denied a new claim due to lack of wages, the next letter that you receive is granting you an extension of your old claim to receive the additional weeks of PEUC, which will take you up until claim week ending September 4th. So it's normal to receive those 2 letters. First, you're denied, and then you're extended. All right, 4. I don't even know what time it is. I don't even know which mug to drink from. What's happening? All right, 433, Jason. Hi, Ginny. How long does it take for me to wait after I submitted my unemployment application? Is there any way I can speed up the claim? It's my first time applying. Okay, there's no way to speed it up. So after you submit your application, it's going to take up to 3 weeks for them to process your application. Then you're going to be able to certify for the weeks that you're going to be paid for that have already occurred. Once you certify, your first round of certifications are going to be marked as pending for another up to 3 weeks, because they will then send your claim out to a third-party company that will review your claim and check it for additional fraud protections. So unfortunately, there's nothing you can do to speed it up. The wait time just takes a long time. I'm sorry. All right. 533, Esther Morales. Ginny, I have a disqualification since January 2nd. I've called several times. They always give me different information. I haven't received any paperwork, nor a phone interview. Assembly member was not helpful. Okay, so if you had a disqualification since January 2nd, I'm not sure. They give you different information. I'm not sure why you were disqualified. You may need to file an appeal. So if your assembly member isn't helpful, did they provide you with any information? I'm not sure. I would continue to try to reach out to your assembly member, but I would also reach out to your senator, and you can find them using the Find Your Rep link, which Michael has been linking throughout this chat. So contact your senator's office as well and see if they're able to help you. If you have to file an appeal, then I would contact, there's a law firm that I did a series of videos with that works with EDD claimants, specifically on appeals issues. They do free consultations. They're called Pershing Square Law Firm. You can look them up and they might be able to provide you with some assistance. All right, NC, thank you for your donation. What happens if I mistakenly underreported wages when I certified? Will I get an overpayment alert? If so, when would I? Okay, so if you accidentally misreported your wages, I would put forth the effort to correct it yourself right now. So go to askedd.edd.ca.gov. And then in there, there's an option to note that you made a mistake on a certification or correct a certification. I'm not sure exactly how it's worded, but it's on Ask EDD. Submit that change there in writing and screenshot it. And then I would also submit that change in your UI online dashboard and screenshot it so that you have on record that you tried to correct it as soon as you notice the issue. That way, it's not any sort of a claim that you were trying to commit fraud or withhold information. You have it on file that you tried to correct it. So then they would most likely change the certification and you would have to pay it back. I can't tell you how long it will take. They have up to 2 years to issue an overpayment notice to you. So I can't tell you exactly when, but do those steps yourself right now. Find my water. There it is. All right. All right, I got that one. Let me see. I think I'm caught up on those. All right. I'm going to do, what time is it? 4:50. I'm going to do 10 more minutes of questions, and then I'll be all done for the day. And I'm going to have to scroll down to a little bit later here. Whoa. Hold back up. Yes, just wait while I fix things. All right. 5:39. Jim Sutton. Am I the only one who had the message received certification on 12/26 and have not been paid for that week? That's weird. If you check in your claims history, you look at your certifications, check the status. Does it say pending? If it just says pending, then I would call into customer service. If it says not paid or disqualified, then I would also call in. If it says outstanding, that means that they would have mailed a check and that potentially could be lost in the mail. Sometimes they do that as a fraud protection, and it's very sporadic and strange because sometimes they'll do it here and there. Okay. 5:39, all eyes on me. I already reapplied and I got a text saying I need to reapply. What is that? This is happening for a lot of people. Many people are reporting this today specifically, so I'll try to put out a video on it tomorrow, unless my COVID vaccine wipes me out tomorrow. Many people are reporting that they filed a new claim when they reached the end of their benefit year, but now they are being notified by EDD in their UI online that they must file a new claim. I do believe that if you already filed a claim, that this is a glitch, because we have seen this before where the EDD sends out mass emails to people receiving a certain type of claim, but it doesn't necessarily apply to you. If you already filed a new claim, then you should be all set. As long as you're not stuck in pending, then I would not worry. Scrolling down, breaking things. All right, I'm at 5:44. Raquel says, PEUC, I'm pending for 4 weeks. What could be the reason? I've certified all my weeks in time. If you're PEUC, have you reached the end of your benefit year, which is 12 months after your claim start date, if you're UI, PEUC, or Fed Ed? If you're beyond 12 months after your claim start date, even if you're on extension, you have to file a new claim unless customer service has already bypassed that for you. So you will most likely need to either file a new claim, or if you're within your benefit year, then you're most likely going to need to call into customer service. Now, there could be a variety of different reasons why. It could be how you certified, such as if you noted that you were not able to accept full-time work. if you noted any health reasons or anything like that, or it could be some sort of a stop payment alert triggered in their internal system where they need to get more information from you or your employer and do a phone interview. But most likely you'll need to call in to customer service, unfortunately. Okay, let's see. Scrolling down. Randall Cotton. So I called the 978 number and got through after 11 minutes, then was transferred for a 3-hour wait, and then answered. The rep told me the extension wasn't put in, and she did it, and I was able to certify. Good, I'm really glad that you were able to certify. Yeah, many are coming back and reporting that the representatives didn't do what they said they did over the phone, and they're having to call in again. I'm really sorry to hear that. Okay. Where are we at? What time are we? 5:57. I'm going to do 5 more minutes of questions before I go. Scrolling down. All right, 5:49. SoCal Mixer stuck in pending again after getting paid the last 2 cycles. Cannot get through to EDD after many phone calls. Any suggestions? Okay, make sure that you are not at the end of your benefit year, 12 months after your start date, UIP, EDC, or Fed Ed. If you are outside of that, then you need to file a new claim. If you are pending for another reason, you do have to get through to customer service, unfortunately. You can use my phone trick, which is, what is it? 1-833-978-2511. Right when the announcer says, select from the following, you type in 134 quickly. You most likely will need to do this over and over again until you actually get through to a hold line. It's getting about a 50% success rate right now in the comments on that video. So sometimes it works for people, sometimes they're reporting it's not helpful. Additionally, if you speak another language, choose that language line. There's Cantonese, Vietnamese, Spanish, and there's one other that I can't remember. But if you Google EDD phone numbers on the EDD page, it'll list all those language lines. Additionally, contact your assembly member and they might be able to help push your claim through to get more help. And lastly, if you want to pay to use a third-party service, which should not be a thing that we even need to have to do, but if you do, Claimer works very well for many subscribers, and you can view the videos that I did on Claimer, which will answer all your questions. And Michael can drop that link in the video chat as well. All right, water. All right, you guys, as a reminder, yes, I'm skipping questions. You're correct, because this chat box gets about 3,000 messages and questions, and there is no way that I could do all of them. So I do as many as I possibly can. And then if I don't get yours, you can re-ask yours every 15 minutes. All right. I got to scroll back up just a little bit. Okay, I'm at 544. Victoria H. UI app filed online and ID verification was done. No contact from them. You did not get any contact from them for almost a month. What to do? Okay, so if you filed the application online, it can take up to 3 weeks for them to process it. In your UI Online dashboard, when you log in and you click Manage on the right-hand side, in your dashboard, you should be able to see a claim balance awarded there if you were approved. If you haven't heard anything and it's been over 3 weeks, you can click the File a New Claim button and it should reject it to show that you do still have an application that's being processed. If it's over 3 weeks, if it were me, I would start calling into customer service after that point in time. All right, scrolling down. All right, Jonathan at 546. My Fed Ed claim expires 3/16. I filed a new claim on 4/3, and I've been pending since then. Last week, I received my first payment in almost 2 months, but the rest are still pending. Okay, so if your Fed Ed expired 3/16, you filed a new claim 4/3. You've been pending since then. Last you received first payment 2 months ago. The rest are pending. Okay, so if these questions get so complicated, sorry, I have to basically read it twice. If you filed a new claim, but you had old pending weeks because you certified on an expired claim, those expired claim certifications will in most cases not follow you over to your new claim. So if you have old pending weeks, usually the only way to do it, if you were granted a new claim, is going to be either to request backdating on that new claim through Ask EDD, because that works for some, or call into customer service and request them to send those old weeks to your new claim and populate them over there. But in most cases, they do not populate automatically and may not be paid automatically because you certified on an expired claim. Okay. Scrolling down. Did that one. I did that one. Got some repeats. All right. I did that one. 553 timestamp. Diana says, was on UI and moved to PEUC, although claim balance has over 1K. My benefit year ended because I just got a notice to open a new claim. Do I need to submit my ID verification all over again? If you reach the end of your benefit year, UI, PEUC, Fed Ed, 12 months after your claim start date, and you have to file a new claim, yes, you do have to submit ID verification, and that's part of the application process. So yes, you'll need to do that over again. Okay, 553, Tony. What can I do to show EDD that they classified my self-employment income as W-2 income? I've sent them appeals with notice that my employer passed away and that I've been self-employed since. Okay, so Tony, here's the thing, is that if you had any form of W-2 employment within your base period, the last 18 months, and it's $1,300 or over, you are going to be classified as UI, and you're going to be classified based on those W-2 earnings. Your self-employment will be disregarded because you are classified as UI. If they are misclassifying you and you did not have any W-2 earnings, then you'll need to contact customer service. But it sounds like you did have an employer, but you had mixed earnings. And in that case, unfortunately, you're going to be classified based on your W-2 earnings. Now, there is a mixed earners boost, which will be available at some point once the EDD gets it up and running, but it's not available yet. The mixed earners boost was granted in the December stimulus bill. And what this is for mixed earners that are in your situation where their self-employment income is disregarded. If you earned $5,000 or more in self-employed income in your prior, then you would qualify for a $100 additional per week boost up until September 4th. This is the MEUC boost. Now, this program is not up and running yet, but that will come eventually. All right, Philip, thank you very much for your donation. Philip, I don't see a question from you, but if you have one, type it in the chat box, and then Michael is moderating for me, can send it over. Okay, scrolling down. Whoa, breaking things. All right, Sherry Denton, 556, claimer works. My problem is solved. I'm really glad to hear that. Michael, can you drop the claimer link in case people want to check it out? Matthew at 556, I got paid for 3 weeks right away after new claim, but still have 2 weeks pending. Okay, so if you filed a new claim and you were paid for 3 weeks, which 3 weeks were they? If they were, well, which ones are pending? If they're old weeks pending that you certified for a long time ago on your expired claim, those won't migrate over on their own. You need to call customer service, or you can try backdating your new claim and Ask EDD and submit a request to backdate it to those weeks. If the weeks that you have been paid for are the old weeks, and you're not getting paid for the new weeks, it would be because new claims are sent out to a third party for review for an additional fraud protection, and those will be pending for the first up to 3 weeks. Okay, scrolling down. Let me get to the most recent timestamp. Let me get water. Where's water? All right, you guys. Let me do a couple more minutes before I'm done. 6 o'clock. Kathmandu says, I tried call EDD since 10:27 a.m. It was almost 200 calls I made, but nothing in my hand. I'm really sorry you didn't get through, and that's a problem that all of you guys are having. If you didn't get through, you can try the call trick, which is 833-978-2511. And they say select from the following. You type in 134. Do that over and over again, and it helps a lot of people to get through, but unfortunately not everyone. If that doesn't work for you, try a different language line if you speak any other languages. If that doesn't work, contact your assembly member. Michael can drop the link in the chat box. And if none of those work and you're fed up and you want to try a paid service, which will get you to a hold line, and you still have to hold, but it'll get you there, Claimer, Michael can drop the Claimer link, and that they provide that service. And I have several videos with answering questions about them. Okay, 601, Devonda says, I reached my year, reapplied, and then my balance went up and I was extended to another year, but still no check. Okay, so if you reapplied, your balance went up. Were you able to certify yet? Not sure. If you have a new claim, your certifications are going to be pending for the first up to 3 weeks while your claim is in review. And unfortunately, you'll just have to wait until it finalizes that review from the third party. All right, mixed martial arts nightmare at 6 o'clock. I finally got paid after 8 weeks in the latest extension. Finally got paid. I'm really glad to hear that. All right, scrolling down. 603. HP McQueen, I refiled at my year mark. I'm on PEUC extension of my 2020 claim. I received a notice of amended unemployment insurance award from centralized overpayments with a lowered weekly benefit award. Is this a notice about PEUC? Let's see here. You got a PEUC extension. Overpayments. That's something that if it's not clear based on the letter that you need to call in about. Anything with overpayments, I want to make sure that you're calling customer service if you have questions on, because I can't provide you information on that. That would mean that it sounds like they lowered your weekly benefit award amount, that you were perhaps granted one that was too high, and they're issuing you an overpayment statement. Call into customer service if you're not sure, because I can't tell you the status of your overpayment, unfortunately. Okay. All right, you guys, I'm going to do one last question. Making sure I didn't miss any stickers. All right. Last question I'm going to do is, what is up with the Golden State stimulus? Has anyone received theirs? Okay. Golden State stimulus has a lot of things. This is a long last question. And I also should probably pull this up. Hold on. Let me pull up one piece of information. Watch me type while I find it. Okay. So Golden State stimulus. Some people have already received their Golden State stimulus. Those who receive CalWORKs, SSI, and SSP automatically qualify to receive the $600 additional Golden State stimulus payment. It is known as the Golden State Grant for that group of people, because it's not necessarily a stimulus payment tied to taxes. It's called Golden State Grant. CalWORKs, many people in CalWORKs have received theirs. Some have not, and they're still being paid out. SSI and SSP is going to be waiting until sometime in June, because they must contract a third party in order to pay out SSI and SSP. And they've stated a payout date sometime between a late May and June. So you guys are going to still be waiting. Now, if you are someone that qualified based on your tax return for a Golden State stimulus, that would mean that you qualified for and claimed a Cal EITC, a California Earned Income Tax Credit. In order to qualify for that tax credit, you must have some form of earned income, meaning wages or some sort of self-employment income, not just unemployment. And your maximum AGI must be below $30,000. You must also have lived in California for at least 6 months and be living in California at the time when the payment is awarded. If you claimed a Cal EITC on your taxes, then let me get to this timeline here. If you filed your taxes between January 1st and March 1st, then they have already started those payouts, and they started April 15th. And direct deposit will take up to 2 weeks. Paper checks will take 4 to 6 weeks. If you filed your tax return between March 2nd and April 23rd, then payouts will begin after May 1st. Direct deposits take up to 2 weeks, paper checks 4 to 6 weeks. And if you filed your tax return after April 23rd, allow up to 45 days for a direct deposit or up to 60 days for a paper check. Now, Golden State Stimulus, we might see an additional expansion of eligibility because in the California Comeback Plan that Gavin Newsom proposed in the budget this week, he's proposing an expansion of eligibility where anyone earning under $75,000 in tax year 2020 would be eligible to receive a Golden State Stimulus. So that might happen. It is not a second payment though. And if you have dependents, then you would qualify potentially to receive an additional $500 flat on top of your Golden State Stimulus, not per dependent, but flat. So that's where we're at with Golden State Stimulus. So it's quite complicated right now. Okay, you guys. All right. That was my last question, and it was a long one. All right. So if I did not get your question today, know that I get as many as I possibly can, and I talk really fast, and I get as many as I can. If I didn't answer your question today, the best way to get a question answered from me is to anytime that I post a new video, no matter what content it's on, comment on it within the first 30 minutes to an hour, because I hang out in the video comments and I try to reply to as many comments as I possibly can right after I post that video. All right, you guys, I am going to be all done for the day. You're very welcome. I see some comments there. All right, you guys, I'll see you next time.